If I told you a few years ago that a team could give away possession against City, look completely comfortable for most of the game, and still come out on top, you'd probably think that sounded crazy, right? Well, not only did Mikel Arteta and Arsenal pull it off, but they absolutely humiliated Pep Guardiola's side with a stunning 5-1 win at the Emirates. From Arsenal's suffocating press and how they controlled the game without the ball, to how they used familiar patterns of play to score the third and fifth goals. So, hit those like and subscribe buttons, and let's dive into the analysis. Let's start with how Arsenal pressed, because just 1 minute into the game, it led to the opening goal. Out of possession, the Gunners defended in their usual 4-4-2 shape, but as City settled deep in their half and began their build-up in a 4-2 structure, Arsenal's approach shifted. Partey dropped back, while Rice pushed higher, triggering their aggressive hybrid press, a mix of zonal and man marking. You can see here how Havertz locked down City's right side. Martinelli was ready to pounce on Gvardiol. Odegaard pressed Stones while covering one pivot, and Rice tightly marked the other. This setup left Akanji as City's only spare player, meaning the only way out of Arsenal's press was a risky pass to him. But does that mean a successful pass would have completely broken Arsenal's press? Absolutely not. Let's take a look at this sequence from a different angle. You can see the same pressing structure we discussed earlier, but now notice Trossard's positioning. He's perfectly set up to pounce on Akanji the moment City plays that pass. And that's exactly what happened. Trossard immediately applied pressure, won the ball back, and Rice wasted no time playing it through to Havertz. From there, Odegaard found himself staring at an open net. You'd think Arteta would be happy with that and ease off the high press, right? Absolutely not. Arsenal kept up the intensity, causing City all sorts of problems. They even came close to another goal, but Havertz somehow missed a golden chance. In fact, check out this graph by the brilliant at Marker Stats on X. It shows just how much trouble Arsenal's press caused. City lost the ball 24 times in dangerous areas, with 4 of those turnovers leading to shots for the Gunners. And of course, Partey's goal, that came straight from another one of these high-pressure moments. At times, Arsenal also pressed in a strict man-to-man fashion instead of their usual hybrid approach. And even when City tried using rotations to create passing angles, Arsenal's players were excellent at handing off their pressing assignments to each other. Just look at this sequence. Partey, Saliba, and Timber all take turns pressing Marmoush within the same play. Now, based on everything we've covered so far, you might think Arsenal suffocated City for the entire 90 minutes, never letting them escape their defensive third. But obviously, that wasn't the case. This is Manchester City and Pep Guardiola we're talking about. Even when City managed to progress the ball out of their half, breaking down Arsenal's defensive block was a different story. The Gunners' shape was incredibly fluid, adapting to different situations with ease. Here, you can see their usual 4-4-2 shape morphing into a 5-3-2. This happened as Partey dropped into the backline, either to track Marmoush, cut off passing lanes to him, or even double up alongside Timber or Saliba. In another instance, their shape shifts into more of a 5-4-1, with Martinelli dropping all the way into the left back position. This adjustment provided extra protection against both Savinho and Gvardiol, who has arguably been City's most dangerous player in recent weeks. Sure, City still created some dangerous chances and eventually got on the score sheet with Haaland's header, but Arsenal's disciplined defensive structure and compact shape kept them largely at bay, limiting them to just 6 non-penalty shots with a total XG of 0.97. And that's not all. This brilliant organization didn't just frustrate City, it also led to them losing the ball high up the pitch, allowing Arsenal to launch a counter-attack that ended with Kai Havertz scoring. Now, you might be wondering, why did I skip the third goal? Well, That's because this is where we shift our focus to Arsenal's in-possession play. So, let's dive in. When it came to building out from the back, Arsenal had little trouble progressing the ball. By switching between different shapes like a 4-1 or 3-2, they were able to overload City's front pressing trio, manipulate their structure, and break through their press. This was made even more effective by the constant rotations of Timber and Lewis Skelly, who alternated between tucking into the back line and inverting into midfield. But most importantly, it was the way Rice, Partey, and especially Odegaard consistently dropped deep to create numerical superiority and open up passing lanes. From there, the Gunners progressed the ball either through sharp passing or ball carrying. Once Arsenal progressed into the final third, they relied on familiar principles and patterns of play that have been a staple of their campaign, which is the rule of three heights. Let me explain. Here, you can see Arsenal creating a wide overload using three different height levels. Sounds complicated? It's actually pretty simple. It just means positioning players across three distinct lines to form rondo scenarios, giving multiple passing options in tight spaces to maintain and circulate possession. You can see it in action on the left side here, and again on the right, where Partey played a quick bounce pass to Odegaard, but it didn't stop there. Arsenal's third and fifth goals came from this exact principle. Here, the players applied the same concept to work the ball around before setting up Lewis Skelly for that stunning finish. And here, the rule of three heights was used again before Declan Rice delivered a pinpoint switch to Nwaneri for the fifth goal. And that, guys, is how Mikel Arteta completely outclassed Pep Guardiola, keeping the Gunners within touching distance of Liverpool at the top of the table. So, what do you think? Was this a tactical masterclass from Arsenal? Or did Arteta simply take advantage of City's transitional period? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this analysis, don't forget to hit like and subscribe for more content.